Hello, and welcome to Long Time No See, the podcast. Coming to you from Gold Diggers Recording Studios in Los Angeles, California. We'll be getting to know some of your favorite comedians a little bit better, and so will they. Each week's guests have no idea who the other guests will be, so without further ado, please remove your blindfolds and introduce yourselves.
I'm scared.
Hey, what's up? How are you doing?
What up,
Good to
dude?
see you, Gabby.
Good to I had no idea.
I know, me neither.
Wow.
I was telling them, I was like, I hope it's not one of my ops. That would be so uncomfortable.
I have one op, and I was like, if it's him,
yeah,
that's gonna suck.
No, this is good. This will be good.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
How are you doing?
Dude, great now.
Yeah, my heart was like racing
I know,
there.
it was gonna
When you
be-
did the intro, I was like, fuck. I was like, what if it's like one of my
Relief.
exes or something?
Yeah,
Someone
you
who's
know?
not even a comedian, just like you did deep research on. I'm relieved. I think everyone must feel like
Palpable.
Right?
a bit of
Yeah.
relief initially, you know?
And honestly, what a thing to realize that you have ops in this community. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't think about it often, but then when you're like
Yeah.
going in, you're like, oh, what if it's this person?
Right, when it's a possibility,
When it's
you're
a
like,
possibility.
you don't see them on the flyer ahead of time for the show.
Right, you can't prepare.
yeah.
Oh my God! Oh no! Now that I'm thinking about it, I got a couple actually. I'm like thinking about
Yeah.
people I really would have been a nightmare to sit
Yeah.
here with.
Yeah, so we're crushing it.
Wow, we're crushing
this
it,
This is
dude.
probably about as good as it can get.
Yeah, it is. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Right on. Gabby, your coffee's right on the ground there. But, so do you guys remember the first time you met? Or obviously you guys are friends here and know each other.
I don't know. I'll say this. When I first moved here, I was working at the Laugh Factory.
You were.
And I was editing a lot of videos for them, and I remember editing, I think, one of your, like, Fresh Faces.
One of my first videos.
Yeah. So that was, like, I didn't meet you in person, but I felt like I knew you because I had, like, edited, like, your sets and stuff.
Okay.
And then I think we probably just, like, met at a show or something after that.
Yeah, I have no
but
idea when.
I can't remember exactly when we crossed paths.
No, me either. I just feel
Yeah.
like I've known you since I started,
Yeah.
which it was like 9.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah.
When were you at Laugh Factory?
Like 2017, 2018. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, that was cool though. You were somebody, like, when I first saw your clips, I was like, oh, she's like fucking killing it. Like, I want to be like as funny as her. Like, so it was like kind of motivating too to like have your footage and like edit it and like kind of study it a little bit.
Wow, that's so nice. Honestly,
yeah.
I watched those clips back and I'm like, I peaked. That was the best. I'll go back to them because I'm like, oh, I wonder how I compare now. Like, have I gotten better? And I'll watch those and I'm like, nah, that was the best.
That's so. I feel that way
was
too
it.
sometimes. Like, it's so funny. Like, I'll have like taping sometimes, and I'll be like, "Oh, that didn't really go as well as like this taping I did like 5 years ago when
What
I
the
wasn't
fuck
even
is that?
good." Like, what? How?
How?
Yeah,
How?
Shouldn't I be much better at this now?
No, literally. I watch them back to like humble myself to be like,
yeah.
No, not to humble myself now, but I'll be like, I'm so much better now. And I watch them and I'm like,
And it has like the exact opposite effect.
I
You're like,
know.
what the fuck?
Literally.
Did I just give myself imposter syndrome by watching a video of my previous self?
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen?
I think because, when I first started, I was like more on edge and I really wanted to I was better because I paid more attention,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, you got a decade in and you get I'm so lazy now and I'm like, oh, whatever, it doesn't, and I'm like a lot sloppier on stage and I'm not like tight as I used to be.
Sure. But I think that's good too, though, because you don't want to be too tight, It's good to be like a little loose.
Figuring out
Yeah. But, yeah.
Right on. I'll get us started with some questions here. What was your most recent bomb, and how does it compare to your worst bomb?
Oh, God. I'll say this. I did a show last week where rookie mistake, and I'm like 9-10 years into comedy. I should know not to do this, but as a dude, I went to the bathroom before my set, and I had a little bit of dribble. I had a little bit of drib, and it leaked on the pants. It did, and nobody said a word to me. I walked past 3 other comics. They didn't tell me, and I walked on stage, and people were already laughing before I started talking. I was like, I'm crushing. I haven't even told a joke. I've got it. I got the aura,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on,
I'm just
but
a fucking goofy guy.
I'm just the fucking man.
Yeah, dude.
And like my set went okay, and then I got off stage. I was like, because I was recording it on my phone, and I like looked at the footage and immediately was like, oh, God damn it. Like, no one said a word. Like, not even someone in the audience, you know?
You could see it in the tape.
Oh, yeah. It was...
How much was this?
I know. You're pissing your pants.
I know. Yeah, I'm like, should I go to the doctor? Like, should I get my prostate checked? I don't know.
And nobody wanted to say anything because they felt bad. They were like, oh, this poor guy.
1,000%. It was so embarrassing.
This incontinent guy.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. I wish I realized when I was on stage, because that would have been an amazing clip to just like riff on or something.
It would have been great.
You know, I love degrading myself for online views.
Oh,
but
isn't that why we do it?
yeah, I think that's the whole reason why we're in the game. You know,
it is, baby. Yeah, it is.
So that happened to me like last week.
You didn't bomb. You just.
I didn't bomb really per se, but like. I think I would have done better if there wasn't piss in my pants. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, that's the thing is, like, people are always, like, self-conscious of, like, oh, my God, my fly was down the whole time. Hey, try having piss in your pants in front of a group of people, and they're all looking at you. And you have the confidence of a guy who doesn't have piss in his pants.
You really did.
But you have it in your pants.
Yeah.
And everyone can see it and you don't know.
And what's even worse is that you did go up there with so much confidence because they were already laughing. And so you're just like, yeah.
All right, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. What about you, though?
God, dude. I mean, I bombed 2 nights ago.
Okay.
But it was, the circumstances were, it was one of those times where you're like, this is absolutely an audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it was a weird room. It felt like we were in like a warehouse. There were 15 people.
Oh God.
They had no music in between. It was like a very like sinister vibe.
Yeah.
And by the time I got up there, I was last. And by the time I got up, it was just like, oh, they hadn't been laughing the whole night. And so I was like, yeah, this is.
Yeah. There's just no energy in the room.
There was no energy. Everybody was kind of scared. It was.
You're like, why are we in this warehouse?
Yeah. Why are we in this warehouse?
Yeah.
So that was a bomb, but it didn't haunt me like when I really bombed.
Sure.
And I feel like I really bombed. I mean, I feel like I bombed one every 3 to 4 shows.
Yeah, I you know what? I do feel like people like are not very honest about the rate at which the bombing occurs. Like, especially online, people are always like posting photos and stuff, and you just assume that they're crushing and doing so well. But it's like, yeah, it happens like way more frequently than you would think it happens.
Oh, it happens to me so much, and I always feel I'm like, are people bombing as much as I am? And I don't know if it's because people aren't honest, but it's like, yeah,
I think people aren't honest about it.
Dude, like every couple like really good sets I'll have, I'm like, I know it's around the corner. You can't get used to it, you know?
What you're saying. Yes.
Yeah. Like, I'll have a really good set, and I'm like, nice. And then for like a couple hours, I'm like, I got this, and then it wears off, and I'm like,
the doubt creeps back in.
Yeah, I'm like, I know I have another one in 2 days, and I know it's gonna be that.
Yeah, I like it does haunt you though too. Like I've had a couple bombs where like it takes me a minute to shake.
Oh my
and
God,
like they accumulate. I think that's one thing. Like we're talking about like being in comedy longer and like looking back at your younger self, you're kind of like more innocent. Like, like you don't even know how wrong this could go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like look at you dumb idiot. You're so confident. And it's like, it's like almost like PTSD. Like sometimes I have dreams about it where I'm like, oh my God, that felt so real. Like, fuck.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's really horrible. And it's like, there's a part of you that like gets used to it. Obviously, the more you get, like the longer you're in comedy. But then there's a part of me too that's like, this is unacceptable at this point. Like I can't be having mediocre to poor sets as frequently. You know, and I get like so mad at myself. I'm like, why am I, what the fuck's going on?
Right. But that's like like that energy can like manifest the bombs more, you know? Because like I feel like when you're so hard on yourself, that's like when you get really tight and you're not like as, like in the moment or present or whatever. At least for me, like I think the times where I'm not feeling super present or I'm worried, I'm going on stage worried instead of like, all right, I'm about to have fun. Like that's what I need to like program my brain to do more is like, we're about to have fun. Like we're here to have fun.
And that's really it.
And usually when you do that, you do a lot better.
Yeah.
That's how I find.
And that's why we got into comedy in the first place. You're like, I just want to have fun. And now it's become so unfun because you're like, I'm going to fucking bomb.
It's like a job.
Everybody hates me. I'm not going anywhere with my life.
Yeah.
That's all. And then especially like when we started, dude, we didn't have the negative. I don't know how your negative comments are, but I get an onslaught of just nightmare comments. And so when
Yeah.
I get on stage, I also always have that going through my head where it's
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
guys being like, gross, unfunny, all women do is talk about this, quit comedy, blah, blah, blah. And I like have that and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God, they're out there.
No, I feel you for that. Like, yeah, it seems like it's a lot worse for women for sure. Just even like when I was running the Laugh Factory account, like I would see it
Yeah.
on videos that I posted on there. I'd be like, damn, this is like crazy.
Yeah.
But then, you know, like, I mean, it happens to everybody, but yeah, it seems like it's like way more skewed towards women
It's
for like just
horrible.
internet troll dudes who have nothing to do, just taking out their own anger on just random women on the internet.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I had one, and usually I can shake it off because I'm like, oh, whatever. It's like these are guys on the internet. But I had one a couple months ago where I did my first arena, and
Oh, nice. Let's go.
I was, you know, I was a feat, not for me. I was like featured.
yeah, but still, that's still awesome. Though.
Yeah, it was cool, and,
Yeah.
and it was so nerve wracking, so
Yeah.
scary. Oh my God, it was like 7,000 people, and I was just like, you can't. It's so scary.
Yeah.
And then I read a comment like on a post from like the comedians that were all involved in the show, and somebody was like, oh, everybody was so great, but that girl Gabby, she was so cringe. I was talking to my friend, and I was reading it, and I was like, that's horrifying, and I hate that you were in the audience.
Yeah, like you were there.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. Do you ever like engage with the people? Do you ever reply to them, or like you try not to?
I try not to, but I do. I mostly do.
Yeah.
And it's so clown because when I see people doing it, I'm like, don't respond, and then I'm just like, like
It's so relatable though. Like when I see people responding, I'm like, hell yeah, like that's
Really?
that's me. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. No, I try to do the same. I try to like be above it or whatever, but it's like
Yeah.
there's something very satisfying about being like, you know what, fuck you. Like
There
you
is.
think you could just say this anonymously, no one's gonna say shit back to you? Like, nah, fuck off.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
know. I'm like, why do you get to come for me? Fuck you.
Yeah, it's almost like having a heckler. But
Yeah.
Like, and you like your instincts are like you gotta clap back. you know?
Absolutely,
You gotta
yeah.
like one up them. But yeah.
It is. It's
No.
a damn heckler.
Well, what a ringing endorsement for you guys' comedy.
Yeah, so far we've talked
You
about
guys, yeah,
bombing and
used
just
to be funnier.
yeah, it used to be funnier bombing and then
Bomb
just,
every third
I was
show.
everyone's mean to us.
I did see you recently, and you were so funny.
Oh, thank you.
You were
You're very
so
kind.
funny,
I
dude.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
that
So the
was-
appreciate it.
listener
You too,
knows
you
these
too.
are two
You had a great
professional
set.
comedians. They're very funny. Yeah.
No, and he had a great set. The last time I saw him, he had a great set.
You did too, though. You were like headlining that joint, weren't you?
Yeah, I went last. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
She
yeah.
was headlining. She did
Yeah,
great.
and that was also when I walked away from it. I was like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, if you're listening to this, I think Gabby's opinions on herself are a little skewed because I thought she did great.
Thanks.
Yeah,
That's
you
I
so
watched
nice.
your set and I was like, she did better than me. That was my thought.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, look at us, huh?
What about worst bombs? Do you have like one specific one?
Dude, I did this comedy competition festival like last year. And
Oh, no.
yeah.
No.
And it was like a full weekend, and I had like probably 2 pretty good sets, and then the rest of them I just ate shit like so hard, and that was a tough one because like I think I wasn't prepared for the type of audience it was going to be. It was like a lot older type of people that were there.
Horrible.
What's that?
I hate an older audience.
Much older. Like these were like some of the oldest crowds I've ever performed for. Like
Not
average age
good.
was probably like 65 or something.
Bad.
Yeah,
bad,
and I'm like,
bad.
they're not gonna get a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, you know. So I think like the first night I bombed. The second night I was like, I gotta fix this. Like, I gotta crack the code. Like, I gotta like try to figure out what jokes will relate with these people. And then I think I like overanalyzed it and came in like too rehearsed, and I bombed again. But the third night, I was like, fuck this, like, I'm just gonna do me. And I did way better.
Yeah.
But it still haunted the shit out of me because it was like a competition, and
Yeah,
like there was
it
some
mattered.
money on the line, and like I had told
Yeah.
people about it. And I
Oh,
was like,
no.
that's the worst is when you get excited and you tell people. Rookie mistake.
When
Never tell anyone before.
I hate promoting shows
Yeah.
because it's that thing of like I never know when I'm gonna bomb, and
Yeah.
my fans always only come to the shows that I fucking bomb on, and I'm like I hate promoting shows now because I'm like
Yeah.
I don't know when.
Yeah. The worst is too like when someone you know personally shows up and you don't do well. That's the worst because then you're like, oh well, I'm just a fraud to this person.
It's so embarrassing.
Like they've seen me promote shows for years
My
and they've never
career's a
seen me live.
Yeah.
And now that's what they think of me. But at the same time, you have to be like, well, I've seen me perform, you know, a bunch of times. and like total, like I know I'm a good comic, like blah blah blah. You have to like kind of give yourself a little bit of that reassurance.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, that one was tough. That one haunted me for a while because like it was so weird too because I was like having really good sets leading up to it, like preparing for it.
There it is.
But it was like just a totally different type of crowd than I expected it was gonna be. So like a lot of my stuff was like too dirty for them, or like just younger people stuff that they didn't really understand. So
yeah.
But I figured it out eventually. But the first two were like really tough. That was not fun.
It's brutal. I did one a couple, like maybe 2 months ago, or like a truly boomer, like older than boomer audience of really wealthy white people. And I walked in there and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And I bombed.
Yeah.
I bombed.
Sometimes you just walk in, you're like, this isn't going to go well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There was like 2 like drunk 50-year-old women who were like the youngest ones there who were loving me. But other than that.
The spry 50-year-old women. Yeah. They're like, yes, girl. Like, we can relate.
With their wine. But the rest of them, I was like, there's like the guys sitting in the front were like 75-year-old men. And I was like,
yeah.
We're
not going to connect here. It's almost like a date. You like walk in and you kind of just know.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't think this is going to work, but we'll try. And it doesn't.
It sure doesn't. That's a brutal, but that's also, that's a, an audience thing.
It is, but also I think I think with bombs you learn some stuff. Sometimes it is like just an audience thing, or like it's just like they're not into, your vibe or whatever, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I do think like I kind of took away from that. I was like, okay, like I want to like start writing, so like I don't want to like censor myself when I'm writing, but I want to write to where I can get some of these jokes to be like I can do them anywhere for like any age, and it's still like at least kind of work.
Right.
So it kind of put me in that mindset, and I think that was helpful for sure.
Yeah.
But it was definitely tough in the moment for sure.
The being able to adapt to different types of audiences, I have a hard time with that too, because I'm so dirty and like disgusting, and it's like if you're not, and I don't know how to turn it off, I don't have another a set I can go to. I'm like, it's either tits and cum or assholes and tits. Like there's no like there's a set without cum maybe, and like that's it.
I love that. But that's what makes you though too. Like that's the thing. It's like if you were to like completely change your set, then you're not really being yourself, and then you're like kind of losing your voice.
Yeah.
And you're like becoming this different thing, and it's like I like the Gabby that's her, like, and that's what makes you who you are and stand out.
Yeah.
So it is this like weird balance you have to kind of find of like trying to meet them halfway, but still like staying true to yourself, your voice,
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I had a really bad bomb. My like one that really sticks out to me. I don't know if you've done this show. Should I say it? Should I say the show?
Say it.
Sure.
Have you done the Papooses and Punchlines show?
I have not, no. Where's that?
It's on Melrose.
Okay.
It's at a Mexican restaurant.
Gotcha.
It's a objectively good show. I mean, he packs it out every time. I bombed so bad. I was like sweating on. When you're just like,
yes.
Oh no.
You're like almost having a panic attack, but you're like.
Oh, I got in my car and I like couldn't even have something in my eye. I got in my car and I like couldn't even cry. I was just like.
Yeah.
Whoa. It was like odd. It was so bad. It was so bad. They were like not having it at all. And I like when I'm bombing so bad like that, I get worse. And then I get like angry, then I'm just like, then I like start pushing it even more because I'm like, oh, they're not laughing at that dirty stuff. Well, let me get even dirtier.
Yeah, double down.
Yeah, I double down, and it's not good.
Yeah.
That took a minute to shake. That was really bad. That was a bad.
Yeah, no, I feel you with that though. Like when you have the internal monologue going while you're like saying the jokes, that's when you know it's going rough.
Oh yeah.
When you're like telling yourself stuff while you're saying the jokes out loud, you're like, all right, let's figure this out. That's never.
And you look into the audience and everybody's just like.
Yeah.
Stone faced.
Yeah, and you're like, don't let them know that you're having a low grade panic attack right now. Don't let them know. And they're like, they know.
Oh, they know.
They know for sure, but you're like sweating, doing like poses and stuff.
Yeah. Dude, it's just a fucking clown. So if you ever do that show, think of me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll tell him that
looking
you
forward to it.
recommended me.
Yeah. I was after that. I was like, oh, he'll never book me again. That was
I'm
it.
sure he will.
Meh, I've seen the people that I was on the lineup with, and I've seen them do the show since, and I was like, yeah. I appreciate you saying he will. He won't. It was so bad.
All right, I'll hit you guys with another question here. If you were headlining a comedy tour with historical figures, who would be on your lineup? And what order would they go?
Oh wow! Like they're comedians as
Kyle
well.
and friends or Gabby and friends? Yeah. No,
Are
they
they-
don't have to
are
be
they
comedians.
are they just anybody?
Yeah, anyone, any historical figure.
Oh, that is a
We've
great
heard
question.
Denzel Washington, Tupac, Hitler. Pretty wide. Pretty wide.
Funny
range we've gotten
guy.
so far.
Yeah, I mean he's got a lot of energy. You know?
He's got a lot of energy.
He does a lot of act outs with his hands.
He's got that little funny mustache.
Yeah.
He is on meth, so he's talking fast.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. No. Shit. That is a great question, dude. I'm trying to think. I mean, who are some people who we think would be funny from history? I feel like they're all so serious. All
Honest-
the people we learn about.
Maybe Albert Einstein. He seems like he'd be wild.
Yes. And his hair is so crazy.
He's so kooky.
Yeah.
Do people know who they are when they come out on stage, or it's like they've never heard of Albert Einstein before?
No, they know. They
know.
Well,
They know.
whoever knows Albert Einstein.
Damn, and
knows
then
who
you
they
have to
are, yeah.
follow Albert Einstein,
Yeah.
though. Like,
Dude,
that's
yeah.
crazy. It's kind of a fucked up
Or
lineup.
you can go.
Yeah.
You can go first, or you can host. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I'll host. I can't follow.
Yeah, then who's headlining? I don't know. I mean, I feel like Jesus would be a good one.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, he'd have probably a lot of good material.
He'd have a
Definitely
lot of
pack
good
the house,
material.
yeah, he could do little tricks. You know, like almost like a magician comedy act type of vibe. You know.
You're right. Yeah, he'd be good.
Yeah. He's like, don't even worry about ordering drinks, guys. Just order water. I got you.
Dude.
Snap his fingers.
So good.
You know?
And he's got a good sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
When you've been through that,
When you got the scars.
the more traumatized, the funnier.
Yeah.
So Jesus is working with a lot.
All right, so we got Einstein, we got Jesus. Feel like maybe one more. Let's get a lady. I think we need to get.
I know. I'm thinking the first one that came to mind is Cleopatra, but I'm like, I don't know how funny. Yeah, she's
Right.
so old too. I mean, she's like 1 billion years old. It's like,
She's like a mummy. She comes out
Yeah.
with the paper on.
yeah. Maybe maybe I would do. I'd book Marie Antoinette. I feel like she's got some
Oh,
shit to say.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she kind of got a bad rap, I think, too.
Young,
Undeserved.
bad rap.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of.
She'd have an attitude, and it'd be good though.
Yeah.
You know, she'd like, yeah, I like that.
She'd be cool, and she'd look cool. You know, she'd have like her hair and her dress, and
True. Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
with Marie. I think she'd be interesting.
Yeah. I think that'd be a great green room.
Yeah,
That'd be, we gotta have them on the pod.
yeah.
Just Jesus with a blindfold on. All right, who is it?
Oh fuck. Yeah, that's so interesting. I wonder what they all look like in person, because we always see is their. Well, I mean, you know what
paintings
Albert
or-
looks like.
Yeah.
But Albert, like we're on
Albert.
a first name.
Yeah, well, he opens for me, so he's my opener.
But with Marie Antoinette, I'm like, you just see those like oil paintings. Are they all pockmarked? Queen Elizabeth, that'd be a wild one. I'm really into the royal old dead queens.
Yeah.
They've seen a lot.
You've seen a lot.
They've seen a lot.
Oh, yeah.
She is the virgin, Queen Elizabeth. She'd be interesting.
Okay. She'd be like, I don't even know what sex is.
Yeah, I'm so tight. Ha ha ha. My pussy stinks because I don't shower, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Nice. I'll hit you with the next one. You meet your 13-year-old self. You can only tell them 3 words. What would you say and why?
Whoa.
Don't do comedy. No.
Yeah.
Oh man, 3 words. I'd probably just hit him with the "you'll be okay."
Oh, that's
That's what I
good.
think
That's
I'd say.
philosophical.
Yeah. Not even that I had like a super traumatic childhood or anything like that, but I think that at that age I was certainly worried about a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
I don't know, just like it'd be nice to hear from my future self, like, hey, it's gonna work out. You're good. You know.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good and simple.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. What would you?
I'm honestly between. I didn't drop out of school, but I think I would do a stay in school type thing, like pay attention, pay attention in school. That's more than 3 words, but stay in school maybe, or I'd hit myself with a don't date him.
Ooh, yeah.
I could have saved so many years of my life without dating so many people.
Yeah.
Just don't date him. Whoever he is, you don't need to date him.
Right.
know?
No, that's good. And then you're kind of on guard, you know?
Yeah, I could have focused on so many other things. Could have gotten to know myself a little more. It's like I spent so much time trying to. I was just dating like losers for no reason. Like it's just spending so many years of my young life just heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could have saved myself a lot of time.
No, totally. That's a good point. Because that's just like a lot of wasted energy and effort, and
so much.
you could be doing other stuff, you know?
Could have been paying attention in school.
Yeah.
Could have been doing anything. But
Yeah.
instead I was like obsessing over like these dumbass guys. And it's obviously you go, well, it all amounts to something eventually, whatever. But it's like,
Right.
Wasted.
Were you like a cool, you said 13?
Yeah.
Were
No,
you,
I
like,
was not
when you were
cool.
13? No?
No.
What was your vibe?
Honestly, I was kind of like an outcast,
Mm-hmm.
but I had like kind of cool friends, but I wasn't like ever cool. And I wasn't hot either, so I didn't have the like hot girl thing, you know. And then there's like hot 13-year-olds, and you're like, "That's the hot girl at school." That was not me. I was not the hot girl.
Okay.
I was just kind of like a dork that had my group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of dorky. Yeah. What was yours?
Kind of the same.
Right?
I wasn't very social, and I didn't hang out with a lot of people.
Were you tall yet?
I was a little tall,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think my growth spurt kind of hit until like a little bit later,
Mhm.
probably like 14 or 15.
Nice.
But my hair was like insane. Like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing with my hair. It was just like I just grew it out as long as I could, and there was no styling to it at all. It was just like I'm like truly just like a dead animal in my head.
Were you one of those kids that had like long hair, like you had a ponytail long hair?
No, not even. Like my hair doesn't even grow long like that. It just grows like up and out, and it looks like a bird's nest. And then I had like braces and shit. So yeah, I was definitely pretty awkward. Yeah. We would have vibed.
I'm sure we would have. I was very shy. I was really shy. Did not talk a lot.
Yeah.
I was kind of like scared all the time.
Which is weird that we're both like comedians now.
I know.
I think it comes from like overcompensating for that.
Totally.
Where I was like, I gotta make friends somehow. I'm like this guy who doesn't have a lot of friends, and then I like learned that you can be funny to make friends. It's like hard to not like someone that makes you laugh. And I was like, okay, how do I become funny? I was like very intentional about it. I remember.
I was always like funny with my friends, but like I was not like, you know, like a class clown or like that, like a kid that was drawing a lot of attention to themselves. I was just like kind of under the radar.
Yeah.
Shy.
Nice.
Classic middle school stuff.
Classic.
I was a fat kid, so we would have made a nice trio.
Oh yeah, we would have made the
Lunch
trifecta.
table. Lunch table banter.
Yeah. If you guys were a ghost and you were haunting one specific location, where would you choose and how would you mess with people?
Damn, that's a
question.
good ass question too. Shit. Probably the Laugh Factory where I used to work. Just-
Why?
Just like heckling comics, but only they can hear me.
Yeah,
And then they're like responding, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is going on?" I think that'd be fun, just to
losing his
mess with
mind.
people. You know?
Wow.
Go upstairs in that like little cocktail parlor that they have before like people are like pacing and like trying to get their sets going. Like I'll steal their set list.
You're sinister for that.
Yeah, I know.
Can't believe that's where you'd want to haunt. Of all the places in the world, you're like the Laugh Factory Hollywood.
Yeah. No, I they said it was haunted when I worked there because I
Yeah.
guess a couple people, you know those stairs in the back?
Yeah.
A couple people had like eaten shit and like really hurt themselves on those stairs. And so they were saying like there was some story about a ghost that was like pushing people down the stairs there.
Really?
To avoid
Yeah.
liability.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
like, oh, that was the ghost.
Yeah, that wasn't
Yeah.
the
Shitty stairs.
Yeah. No, it's all up to code, we promise. No, cool, because I guess before it was the Laugh Factory, it was one of the Marx brothers owned that place, and he did like comedy theater out of there or something.
Okay.
So it has like a longer history than just that, but I don't know. I think it'd be cool because they like, I don't know, a lot of like legends have been through there and stuff. And I'm like, hey, if I can't like perform there regularly, maybe I can just haunt them. It's
Hang out
almost the
with
same,
it,
Yeah.
you know?
Basically the same.
Just go on stage and
That's great. You're dedicated, dude. I'm like, I couldn't imagine wanting to do comedy in the afterlife. when I'm done here, get me out.
I'm like, no, give me all the stage time
Yeah.
possible,
yeah,
please.
you really want it.
I need it.
No way. That's what I was thinking. I was like Disneyland. Like I just want to like go on. You can go on rides and stuff, but also I don't know if it'd be fun going on rides as a ghost. You can probably.
Right. Yeah.
Where if I could haunt anywhere?
One of your exes, maybe.
No, I want to hang
I
out
want
with
to spend
them.
time with them.
Yeah.
I get that.
I don't know where would be fun to haunt. Maybe a hospital. Hospital could be fun.
Just haunting people who are about to die. Hey, just a heads up. This is what it's going to be like.
The children's hospital. Yeah. The cancer ward. No. Hospital would be fun. Because there's so much drama. I kind of live for the drama.
Yeah.
I want to see.
Yeah. You want to see like the workplace stuff.
Yeah.
Too, you know, with, like the nurses and the doctors, the love affairs. You know.
So much.
At least according to TV. I don't know.
According to TV, yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
Maybe a cool old house. I'll go with hospital.
Yeah.
Hospital or theme park. Yeah.
Sticking on the ghost theme, if you could see any statistic about your life when you died, what would you want to see?
Oh, damn.
So, like,
I've thought
steps
about stuff like this
taken or,
before.
like, stuff like that.
Wait, like what?
Like how many steps you took during your whole life, or
okay.
Yeah.
How
many people you met, or something like that.
That is a great question. Fuck. I mean, it'd be nice to know how many laughs total I got. You know.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
On the stat sheet.
Yeah.
That'd be
1
good.
billion
How many
laughs.
people?
Yeah, 1 billion. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just shows you a number. Yeah, a billion.
Every single person who's
Yeah.
laughed at each show total. You know.
Yeah.
Sum it
That's
up.
so.
And like friends
That'd make me
during
feel
childhood.
good.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
if that's the last thing I saw before I died.
That's so nice
solid.
and optimistic. I went opposite. I was like, I would want to know how many people didn't like me. That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's
Just ended on a sour note.
yeah.
Yeah.
How many people talked shit about me and what did they say? I don't. I guess if I was gonna.
Ooh, I've definitely wondered that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. If people are talking shit, I always think, I'm like, if people are talking shit about me, I don't want to know what they're saying. I would kill myself. Because I know. Because, like, I know I'm a shit talker. And, like, half the stuff I say, I'm like, if I found out somebody was saying this about me, I would break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Light yourself on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know
I
what?
get that.
Keep your secrets. I don't need to know what people think.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have definitely wondered that before, though. What else? I feel like total weight of all my poops, I think.
Ooh.
That'd be nice to know.
Ooh.
How much I've processed, you know?
Disturbing, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it would fill up
Oh, yeah.
this whole room?
Yeah.
Big time.
You think
a couple.
You think so?
A couple.
Couple rooms.
I think so. We'd have to rent out some more space.
Over the span of your whole life, you think all your poops could
I'd
fill?
be pooping, Gabby. I'd be pooping.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd be pooping too, but then I have to think about, like, you know, then what if it's like a drippy one? What if it, like, are we just
It
talking?
all counts.
It all counts.
Anything that
Volume,
comes
yeah.
out of there.
It just.
Blood counts.
Blood definitely counts.
We'll need another room for just the blood.
I
I got problems. I got prostate problems.
Wait, he's peeing before he's like peeing his pants. Okay, you dude, what's going on?
I know. I don't know.
You need
I
a
have no
doctor.
idea. I'm too scared to go to the hospital. It might be haunted. You never know.
Absolutely, it is. Statistics. So how much? I don't know. I keep going negative. I like always just go. I'm like, how much time have I wasted on my phone?
Oh damn, that'd be nuts.
Depressing,
if God just
right?
showed you a screen.
Yeah.
All of the things you could have been doing, and
yeah,
it's like
like 5 years.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
legit.
Yeah.
How many? I honestly can't think of a good what I would want to know.
Yeah.
That's not like so depressing.
What about like?
It's good if you're curious about it.
What about like the amount of tears shed over your passing when you die?
How many people cried?
Yeah. How many people cried? I'm really big into the weight for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You gotta weigh it though.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like 5 people, but how much
if
did
they
they
were like
cry?
A quart. Yeah.
Yeah.
A quart of tears.
Can
you're
you
like, is that a
show me?
lot?
Can you show me a vial of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if I'd care about how many people cried. Maybe how many people I made happy. Let's just go with that. How many people are like I
That's
left
good.
with a good memory?
Yeah,
You know?
for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. Yeah. All right, well, I guess I'll stick in the same vein. If when you died, you got put into a room for eternity with people who died the same way, how would you want to die?
Oh God.
So.
I mean, I think all the cool people would have killed themselves.
So true.
Right?
So true.
Those would be all the cool people, like Kurt Cobain.
Right. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, all the other
Anthony
ones.
Bourdain,
Yeah, all of the cool ones did kill. You're right.
Yeah.
You'd have a lot to talk about. You just and are
It'd
you
be a
hanging?
sad room though.
I know, but I feel like they'd get it, you know?
Yeah.
They'd get, like, they wouldn't be full of themselves. They'd be humble.
Yeah, that's
You know, they'd be into the self-deprecation.
They so would. But the thing, like, I don't want to kill myself.
I don't want to do it either.
But it would be probably an
But if it
interesting
means
mix.
I get to hang out with cooler people,
Right.
you know? Do I know ahead of time? Do I do it before I die?
That's good.
yeah. You get to choose. Yeah.
Shit. That's tough, dude.
So who would you want to?
And then are these people in like the form that they were in right before they died?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
So you're not
So
hanging.
they
it's
are.
Kurt Cobain with a head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You're not hanging out with somebody with a noose around their
Yeah,
neck. Okay, yeah.
It's not just blood splatter.
Yeah. I feel like that honestly is a good one because I'm like, okay, if I wouldn't want to die in a car accident. That's like,
Yeah.
then also it's like so many lame people die in car accidents.
That'd
Like, I
be-
don't hang out with them.
Couldn't be me.
yeah. I
That'd be
don't
a
wanna be
very
stuck with
random
them.
assortment of people. That would be like
Right?
you
It would
be
do,
pretty
like,
random.
Just like
Because
yeah.
some of them it'd be their
I guess-
fault, some of them
Yeah.
it wouldn't be their
you
fault.
get a
Right.
couple of. It'd probably lean towards drunkards.
I
but,
think
like,
I think people who die in accidents would all be kind of pretty angry though, because they would probably be like resentful. Like they're
Yeah.
like, I could have died some other. Like I just died on this
Right.
like bullshit. Like this guy like fucking T-boned me and now I'm dead. That sucks.
Yeah.
There would be something interesting about being in a room full of people who were like brutally murdered
Ooh.
because it's like you would all trauma bond and be
Yeah.
able to like, I don't know, like that. I don't. That's honestly being brutally murdered is like I'm not afraid of death, but I am afraid of the way that I will die.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, that's
Oh,
what scares me the most.
yeah.
I'm like, when
Big
I die, I
time.
don't give a fuck. Whatever, I'd buy
Yeah.
it. But it's the like,
Like oh fuck.
yeah,
Just the knowing.
just the knowing. If
Yeah.
it's God, just
This is it. Shit.
Can
So you wouldn't want that one though. You don't want to be brutally murdered.
Don't
That's
wanna be brutally
that's a bad
murdered,
way to go.
but-
yeah.
you
Yeah,
think-
but it would be
then-
interesting.
but the
You
room
get
would be
a
good.
bunch
Yeah,
of
yeah.
answers to true crime podcasts.
Yeah.
that way,
Yeah.
though.
You're hanging out with John Benet Ramsey.
Yes.
You're hanging out.
Lacey Peterson.
Lacey Peterson.
You know, all the greats.
Oh my God, the Idaho
All the
4,
greats.
Idaho 5.
Yeah,
How many?
yes, the most that was recent, right? Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it is worth getting murdered if you get all the tea on like
You get
what
so much
actually
tea,
happened,
and I
you
live
know?
for the drama.
Yeah, I'll go with murder. I'll get murdered.
Okay, we'll get murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
If your voice was gonna appear in the minds of everyone on Earth, what would you say? And it's translated to their language and everything.
Oh shit. I would probably be like an intrusive thought. I'd just be like, do it. Do it. Like not even explaining
Yeah,
what it
you
is.
just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
twice, and everyone's like,
Wait, what?
"Do
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Could be positive for some people, could be very negative for other people. It'll even out though.
Probably a lot
Yeah.
more brutal murders coming up.
Oh yeah. The first one that came to my mind was "fuck you," but then the second one is "I love you."
Yeah.
I think people could be reassured. It would be nice for people to
that's
be
nice.
reassured.
That would be really nice.
Our-
Yeah,
ours
right.
will
Just
balance
I love
out.
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
Or,
Do
or
it.
can I
love
change
you.
mine? Mine would just be like, follow me at Kyle Rehl.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
always thinking promo, dude. You got to.
Everyone
He's
would think
always
maybe,
working.
maybe a small cult religion emerges.
Yeah,
around it.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's a good point.
There you
I
go.
like where you're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle is God.
yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
It was
I love
everyone
you
in
would
the
be
world.
nice.
We all. I mean, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's a big broadcast. That's a lot of reach.
Yeah, that's
It's a lot of organic reach right there.
Nice. What would your opening line with your celebrity crush be?
I'll be honest, and this sounds like a cop out. I don't even know if I have a celebrity crush. Honestly, I don't. But if I did, I'd probably just be like, "What's up?"
Really good.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah,
no
that'll-
one comes to mind. I don't know.
I
You have
I do, but I've met mine.
Posty.
Posty, yeah.
I remember you.
Yeah,
I
I've
remember
met
you posted
Posty a
about it.
couple of times.
Yeah.
and That
So what did you say to him? Wow, this is the first time we've ever had a.
It lined up.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so funny. So the first time I met him, I was driving down Sunset in front of the Comedy Store, and I pulled my car over, and I was like, "I love you," and I have a air freshener in my car that's his face, and he saw it, and he was like, "I like your air freshener," and I was like, can I take a picture with you? And he was like, yeah. He was so nice. And then I met him at the Comedy Store last year during Netflix as a Joke.
Okay, cool.
And it was, I remember we were in one of the little, like that little back bar, whatever. And they were playing his music. And I leaned over to him and I was like, whoever this is, this guy sucks. And he was like, that's so true. This does suck. Tell him to turn it off. And it was like a funny little...
Nice.
Yeah.
You like bonded.
Yeah,
there you go.
Let's go.
That's a pretty
This
good
guy's
line,
music
too.
sucks.
Yeah, you've made some progress in your relationship.
We
right
did
there.
make progress.
Yeah. Next time it'll be even more.
Did you bring up your first meeting?
No,
Not yet.
no,
Yeah,
I
because then you'd
didn't.
be like, I don't remember that.
I was the hair freshener.
I should, yeah, I should have. And my other one is Bad Bunny, but I don't know what I would say to him. Probably
Ooh.
would just be like,
Yeah.
you know,
Try to learn some Spanish real quick.
yeah,
Hit
yeah,
the Duolingo.
yeah. I don't know what I would
Me
say.
amo.
Yeah, me amo. I don't know.
Nice. Do you guys have any useless talents?
Comedy.
I can do this with my thumb. So I learned this when I was an awkward 13-year-old, but hold on.
Oh,
Whoa!
fucking A.
Yeah.
Hold that up.
Ew!
Imagine getting punched
What
like
the
this.
fuck?
Yeah. I can do it with
How'd
both
you
my
do that?
thumbs.
The weirdest, like, thumb punch print. Like,
Yeah. Just break my thumb instantly
That's
anytime I punch anyone.
crazy. Why do we
Yeah.
learn all the most useless shit when we're like 13?
I know. We just have so much free time.
We do.
We can do anything.
I remember I was friends with a girl who could turn her eyelids inside out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
there was always one
So
kid.
creepy.
I hated that one.
Yeah.
There was always one.
What happened to all those people?
Well, whatever happened to Jessica? She had a couple of kids. She's doing something, I'll tell you that. I'm not going to talk about her politics, but she's out there. You know what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's, you know.
I gotcha.
She's got guns. I'll tell you, she's got a lot of
Lot of
guns.
guns.
A lot of guns. A lot
guns.
of guns. Loves God. And I said, you know what? That would happen to a girl that flips her eyelids inside out.
She's like, I'm special. I'm different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think that people are born funny, or is it a learned skill?
I think you can be born funny. I think you can have like a naturally just like charismatic personality, but I do think it is like kind of a learned skill. Like,
I think it's a combination of both.
yeah.
I think it's like, because there are people who are it's just like they've never had a sense of humor in their entire lives. But I also do think it is like somewhat of an environmental thing too. Not in all cases, but I do think that like people who are like really unfunny also come from like powerfully unfunny families
Yeah.
where like people take things really seriously. So yeah, I think you can learn it.
Yeah.
I do think, yeah, I think it's a combination of both.
It's definitely a combination.
Right?
I think some people have like natural charisma and like just natural kind of outgoing personality that pairs well with like, because you know, you're like when you're starting comedy, you're hitting the open mics and you're like figuring out how to craft jokes and stuff like that. So there's like that part of it. But then there's like being funny just like one-on-one like this, like hanging out conversationally. And I feel like that is usually like a more natural thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. My parents are really funny, and they've always, so it's like I grew up around funny people.
Yeah, that definitely helps for sure.
Yeah.
You guys are getting worse at comedy, so maybe it's not learned.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe it's not.
Maybe I need to move back in with my parents.
Yeah, maybe that's actually what we have to do.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I used to be so good.
Yeah, that's an interesting question, though.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of like being an artist. Like, I think for the most part, people that are like artistically inclined are mostly born with it. You know, like if you're a good painter, you're like born with it. And like studying it makes you better.
Right.
But then also people can learn how to they can learn how to paint.
Sure.
But maybe, yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to like reverse engineer being funny. I do think you have to have a little something about your aura to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall.
It's like you can learn how to paint, but not how to be creative. Kind
Right.
Of thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. Are there any super petty hills you guys are willing to die on?
Super petty hills.
This is a great question.
These are good. These are good questions. Good cues.
I don't know. I'll say this. I see a lot of people in comedy. I don't know how you feel about this, but I see a lot of people kind of shitting on like crowd work in general, just like as a skill. And I kind of get that because I know a lot of people are putting out crowd work clips these days, and a lot of them, some people aren't very good at it or whatever. But I do think that it is like kind of its own art form of stand-up comedy that can be really cool if done well. Just like stand-up. Like stand-up can be really cool if it's done well. It can also be really fucking bad and painful.
Yeah.
But I just get annoyed when I see everyone kind of hopping on board that train just in general. Like broad strokes, like crowd work in general is always bad. Yeah. I fucking love doing it. I like interacting with people in the crowd and stuff. I don't always do it, but I don't know. I always have a good time doing it. So it kind of bums me out sometimes when I see people shitting on it.
Yeah.
But I also get where they're coming from because it is like there is an obnoxious amount of people putting out crowd work clips.
So the hill you're willing to die on is that you're pro.
I'm pro crowd work, and I'll say it proudly on this comedy podcast.
I think, you know, crowd work is being good at crowd work is such a skill. I can't really do it. Like, it'll happen to me sometimes, like, if all things come together, but I'm not somebody who, like, actively seeks out trying to do it because I'm so bad at it.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's certainly not.
I think I think when people are good at it, it's so fun to watch.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I think, too, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, I try to do it at the beginning of my sets, usually, when I do it, just to, like, build rapport with the audience. It's not even necessarily, like, clip hunting or whatever, you know? But I do think like the audience appreciates it more often than they don't appreciate it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that the people, you know, people's issue with the whole crowd work thing is that it is just something people are doing to like get clips.
1,000%.
Right. And that's where it gets like,
Sure. I get that.
Yeah. Because I've seen some people who are really bad at crowd work putting out clips.
You can say my name, Gabby.
Like somebody comes to mind in particular, and I'm like, what are these clips? I'm like, what are these clips? These aren't even like good. Like they're not even doing crowd work.
No, for sure. It's when you're just putting it out there just for like to fill the algorithm, and it's like not particularly good or anything. Like, I get that for sure.
And then that's also a fault of the fucking wherever we're at with things, you know. It's like because we just feel like we need to be constantly putting out content, right. So we're like, I'll just, you know.
Right, and you don't want to burn material.
No, and I'm putting out jokes that I'm not even done, like jokes that I've like just started working on. And then I'll go back to it 2 weeks later. I'll like look at the clip and I'm like, that was like not the good version of this.
Yes.
But exactly. Since I don't do crowd work, I'm like, I'll just.
Yeah. But I do think the good news is like a lot of the stuff that you put out now, like, you know, it'll have its run. If it does well, it goes viral or whatever, that's great. And then people kind of just like forget about it after a while.
Yeah,
and then you can like do it again, and it's like it's not a big deal.
It's so true.
It's not as permanent, I feel like, as it used to be.
I'm trying to a hill that I'm willing to die on is. That's a hard. I don't.
Yeah. Don't want to get canceled, you know.
No, I know. Like, all the things that are going through my head.
You're like, actually, Donald Trump's pretty cool.
I know. I'm like trying not to get political. I'm like, hey, what can I say that's not that's not gonna stir up?
No, I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no worries. We can move on to the next one. Not using a scale of 1 to 10. How attractive are you? So not using a scale.
Oh fuck. It's like a describe it like a novelist.
I love watching men answer this question.
I know, right?
It's
like, how am I supposed to say
funny.
this without sounding like a total douchebag?
Yeah. I used to have a joke about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about when you ask men what they would rate themselves, and it's always like so high, and you're like, okay.
That's awesome. Without using a number is tough because I feel like that's the traditional framework,
so some
right?
People are like, in terms of kitchen appliance, I'm like an air fryer or.
Interesting.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like what you would compare yourself
like,
to?
I mean, just so you can choose the scale,
right?
Basically, like honest, whatever, and then, yeah.
Like
I would say I'm about as hot as like an early spring day. You know, in the morning.
Nice.
Not too hot yet. There's some morning dew.
Very nice.
You know, there's a bit of a breeze.
Yeah, you're painting a good picture,
Yeah, and most people, I think, appreciate a day like that.
That sounds like
you don't want to be too hot.
10 to me, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, be too hot in this scale is a problem, okay?
Right.
In this scale, I'm kind of nailing it. You know, we convert it to the other scale, like a 6 or 7.
Like a pleasant kind of.
Yeah.
Nice.
Everyone appreciates you, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to make people uncomfortable by how hot I am. I think I'm doing a service
So
by staying
true.
where I am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. Huh. For me, I don't know. Because I'm like a specific type of attractiveness to people. If I was to rate myself,
Just the facial reaction.
It's like I'm like, what's a good?
Rate your hotness based on your facial expression, maybe.
So if we're talking the hottest thing in the world is Death Valley.
We're just doing temperatures. Yeah,
We're back on the temps.
Yeah, that's still numbers.
No, yeah.
I guess I'd be like 110.
Okay, I'll go with.
I guess I'd be like the sun. I don't know.
I'll go with. Sorry, I'm really flopping. I'm thinking.
It's a hard question to answer because you don't want to sound conceited.
I'm gonna go with probably Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
Kind of dreadful, but some people enjoy it.
Yeah.
Mostly, if you spend too much time there, you become a serial killer, kill yourself, and like that's the vibe of Seattle.
You have a lot of great songs inspired by you, though.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
A whole genre of music.
Yeah.
You know, grunge. So that's good.
Yeah, it's nice to some people, but it's an acquired kind of thing.
Nice. I love it. That's
Cool.
perfect. Do you guys have a pre-show ritual, and do you like wear a certain outfit on stage?
As a dude, I just have a couple of tees. I like to rock. This is one of them.
As a spring morning.
Dude, hell
Not to
yeah.
show off my onstage ensemble here, but I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't have as much thought into it, obviously, but in terms of ritual, I don't know. I kind of switch it up just based on how I'm feeling in the day. I don't have like one specific thing I do. Like usually when I'm driving to a show, I like listen to music pretty loud, just try to like get my energy up, especially if it's been like a long day or something.
Do you go over your sets like out loud?
I do sometimes.
Okay.
And I don't even know if that really works.
Okay.
I don't, because sometimes I do it too much. And then I'm like, it throws me off. And then other times where I'm like, just trust yourself and like, just be relaxed. Then like, that's the most important thing before you go on stage. I usually feel like I do better when I do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do like, yeah. So like, maybe, yeah, I'll like write it down on my notes, like an outline of like what I think I want to do.
Yeah.
And then I'll just try to like, right before I go on, I'll try to like just take a couple deep breaths and like kind of try to center myself a little bit. And just kind of focus on that. That's what ideally I do. Sometimes I don't do that, and then I'm like, I should have done that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I try to be. I'm one of those people that like is talking to themselves and like pacing a lot of the time, and that's really embarrassing. Like
it makes sense. You're about to do public speaking though.
Yeah, but it's like it's so. I had a show last week that was at this like outside area, and I was just like pacing back and forth like outside of the venue talking to myself, and I'm like, it feels so.
But yeah, that's like the thing is like no one's paying attention to that. You
Yeah.
know? That's the thing that you tell you like, oh, everyone's looking at me like I'm so weird, and it's like everyone's like, no, she's just like going over her set. It's like,
Yeah,
fine, you know?
yeah.
I get that. Sometimes I pace though for sure. It's like you want to get some of the energy out, so you're not like shifting your weight around a bunch on stage or whatever.
Yeah, I'm a big pacer. I go over my notes, and now I've gotten into the bad habit of drinking Red Bulls before I get on stage.
Ooh, nice.
Which is like not great.
At 9 p.m. Red Bull.
Like literally, yeah, I
Yeah.
had like a 9 p.m.
Sometimes
Red Bull.
you need it though. Like the thing with like comedy is tricky is like so much of it is just waiting. You're just waiting to go on stage to do like
all day. You
yeah.
wake up and you're like, I have a show
I
tonight,
have
so
a
it's
show.
12 hours from now.
Right.
I guess you just wait all day long.
all day. So I get that too, because like yeah, sometimes you kind of feel like there's times like where they're like announcing my name and I'm like yawning.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's not maybe the energy I want to go up there with.
Yeah.
So I get that for sure.
Yeah. I know it is. It's so much waiting.
If you guys won $1 billion, what are you still not buying?
Ooh.
So you're a billionaire,
Oh.
still not buying.
A Tesla.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Let's go.
that. Look at that.
Or Cybertruck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. Okay, what else would I not buy? Yeah, I don't know.
That's all right. We'll go ahead and end on this one. What change improved your life so much that you wish you did it sooner?
Ooh. That's a good one, dude. Having a dog.
Oh,
Yeah, having a dog is the best, dude.
Yeah.
It's the
really?
best. Yeah.
You would have done that?
I have a really well-behaved dog, but
What breed and what's their name?
it's very white. It's a very white person dog. She's a miniature Aussie Doodle.
Oh, wow.
Her
That's a lot
name
of
is
words.
Rue.
Like an Australian Shepherd with
exactly,
a doodle?
with a poodle. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cute.
She's super cute. I don't know. There's just something about like I could have a bad show. I could have a good show. I come home, my dog's just happy to see me. Doesn't matter. It's just like very equalizing. And then like anytime I like lay down on the couch, just like hop up on my legs and like rest her chin on my leg. And I'm
So
like,
cute.
it just like grounds me. Like I can't focus on anything other than her. And like just that simple, her presence there just like really can help me stop overthinking about whatever and just like make me feel a little bit more tuned in.
That's so cute.
Yeah, no, it's nice. And it's nice to have like a little bit of responsibility like that where you're like, all right, I gotta like take her on a walk. It gives you like a little bit of structure too to your day.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Perfect answer, yeah.
And what was the question again?
What change improved your life so much that you wish you did it sooner?
Gabby's like, I'm still trying to figure that out.
I know, I'm still thinking about the $1 billion. God, I mean, I wish I would have done sooner. Like first thing that comes to mind is meditation, but then I'm like, but I'm a liar because I'm like, I don't meditate that often.
I was literally going to say that, and I had the same thought. Where I'm like, this is me like not practicing when I preach. Like if I say that,
I know. I'm like, I do it like sometimes.
When I do it, I do notice a difference, and I feel better. But I don't implement it enough to be like
meditation.
A spokesperson for it. You know?
Right? Yeah.
No, I totally feel you.
Maybe we're speaking to our future. So maybe we're speaking it into existence.
Yeah.
We should. That I should implement it. What has also changed my life? Okay, honestly, fucking skincare routine. I wish I had known earlier on.
Yeah.
Sunscreen, bitch. I didn't wear sunscreen my whole fucking life up until like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I should have been wearing sunscreen.
I still don't. I fucking don't do it.
You're white.
I know.
We gotta put it
on. Gotta lather it on there.
Lather it on. I wish that's a big one. I should have been taking care of my skin from an earlier.
That's a good one. I recently just started doing it. My wife's been trying to get me to do it forever.
Yeah.
And I finally started doing it. And I was like, oh, this actually feels nice.
You gotta be doing the skincare. You're lucky you have good skin.
Oh, thank you. You're very nice. Why are guys so hesitant to get into taking care of how they look?
I think that we're just clueless. I don't even know if it's hesitant, but
Yeah.
I remember during COVID, like everyone's girlfriends were like, "Okay, like here, do it now."
Right.
And every guy was like, "This is actually really nice," you know?
Yeah.
It's so
neat.
nice.
Oh, taking
Doing the
care of
masks at
myself
home. Yeah.
makes
Turns
me
out,
feel better.
Literally.
Who would have thought?
Like self-care is
Skincare-
actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
And also, guys, what I've noticed about you guys is none of you drink enough water. Like men, you guys do not
Big facts.
drink water. My boyfriend, I'm like, he has 2 cups of water a day, and I'm like, you need, if that, and I make him drink that. I'm like, he'll come home and I'm like, have you had any water? And he's like, not enough.
2 cups a day is high numbers for me. That's,
Yeah, whoa.
I'm pounding
Showing off over
Powerades
here,
and
yeah.
LaCroix is all I drink.
You need water.
Yeah. I'm like, no, there's water in the LaCroix. There's water in the Powerade. No, you're right, though.
Yeah, goddamn, the water and the sunscreen.
Water and sunscreen.
That's it.
If you're listening to this, that's your main takeaway, I think.
Yeah,
of the
water and
pod.
sunscreen,
Water and
everyone.
sunscreen.
Right on. Thank you guys both so much.
Yes.
Where can the people find you? Instagram or
Yes. You
TikTok,
can,
YouTube?
Yeah. You can find me on all those platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at Kyle Rehl, KYLEREHL. It's just the same throughout all of them. So.
And when he's a ghost, he'll be whispering that in your ear.
Yeah.
His tag.
Yeah. That's right. Yep. I
His
will
handle.
be haunting you every day. So
With his
looking
hand.
forward to doing that.
Yeah, Instagram, TikTok, Gabby Lamby, GABBY LAMBY.
Right on. Thank you guys both so much.
Thank you, Wes.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you. Thanks, guys.